Is there anything worse than microtransactions? Hello everybody and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today we are headed back to Wolcen Lords of Mayhem once again. Why? Because Wolcen Studios has just opened up and discussed the initial launch of this game, the problems, and the future. But first, if you're new here, welcome. Here at Action RPG, I stream, I do tech reviews, I cover major gaming news, but the major portion of this channel, all things action RPG. So if you grew up loving the Diablo series, if you're a fan of top-down isometric hack and slash style games, you are in the right place. So please consider subscribing and supporting smaller channels. All right, let's get on to the news. As always, I will share my thoughts. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below. Here we go. All right, so let's jump right into this. Not a super long article that I am going to be reading for you, and this is from Massively Overpowered, a article written by Tyler F.M. Edwards titled Wolcen's Dev Discuss Launch Issues, Cash Shops, Endgame Updates, and a New Story Chapter. You might be seeing a mild amount of emotion from me during this short read. I apologize now. The developers of Wolcen Lords of Mayhem recently sat down for an interview with Gamestar. It's in German, but a helpful Reddit post has offered up an approximate translation. Primarily, the developers talk a bit about the endgame's game's rough launch. Rough launch is an understatement, okay? I'm not gonna go too far in there. It was freaking horrible. Saying that they were afraid delaying again would cause too much backlash among fans, and that they badly underestimated the number of players who would want to jump in on the first day. I feel like Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers rubbing my face. Primarily, the developers talk a bit about the game's rough launch, saying that they were afraid delaying again would cause too much backlash among fans, and that they badly underestimated the number of players who would want to jump in on the first day. So you're telling me, Wolcen Studios, that you didn't think your game was a good enough product that a bunch of people would want to play it at launch. So you were underestimating your own game. On top of that, now I'm going to rant. I'm sorry. I hope this doesn't upset anybody. On top of that, it says in here that they said that they didn't want the backlash among the fans, which you just know that is bull, because the game launched and wasn't ready for the fans. The servers literally weren't even up, not to mention 1 of 1 trillion bugs. The reason why they launched the game had nothing to do with the fans and everything to do with money. People up top wanted that green, guaranteed. Alright, that's just the first paragraph. However, it's a brighter picture from there. I agree with this part. As the developers turn their gaze to the game's future, they have ambitious sounding plans for endgame updates, a new story chapter, and what sounds like a seasons feature similar to Diablo III. These updates are planned for shortly after launch, but they have been pushed back for now as developers want to spend the next 4 months focusing entirely on bug fixes and polish. Perfect. Don't do anything crazy with the game. Don't add seasons. Don't do anything like that until bug fixes are good and the game is polished. Like, let's have a working, non-laggy, non-bug ridden, non-exploit features ridden game. And until that is there, don't do anything else. Also,
I've also kind of always liked the Diablo III season style. Path of Exile is cool, but what sucks about Path of Exile is you always have to start a new character. Now I know that always keeps the game fresh and you're always working on your build, but it does kind of stink when you put so much time in developing a character for Path of Exile and pretty much you know you're never going to touch that character again. You're just going to have to start completely all over. Where Diablo 3, it's not like that. You can use the same character for the same seasons. So that's cool. Okay. Third paragraph. Other future plans for the game include a cash shop offering cosmetic microtransactions, but there's no ETA on that. As the developers are placing it at the bottom of the priority list right now, a decision many gamers will no doubt approve of. You may also be comforted to know that currently all future content updates are planned to be free of charge. We recently took a look at Wolcen for our Not So Massively column, finding it to be a very fun, if somewhat unoriginal entry in the ARPG field. Nothing about Wolcen feels all that new, but the graphics are gorgeous, the combat is versatile and satisfying, and it just feels good to play. The ARPG currently has similar mixed reviews on Steam. So, in this video, I'm actually not gonna pull up the German translated interview because these three paragraphs really sum up the content. They're gonna be adding microtransactions, they want to add seasons, they screwed up on the initial launch and they knew that. But first, none of that stuff's gonna happen until they get all the bugs out and it is polished. So let's just talk quickly about microtransactions. Okay. Microtransactions are fine if the game is free. Let me say that one more time. Microtransactions on a video game are fine if the game itself is free. This game cost me $40. My wife wanted to play it with me. That's $80. Okay? I should not have to pay any more money to play this game. Might as well go back to Path of Exile again, because this is a company that does it really, really well. You can literally play arguably the best ARPG out, and arguably the best ARPG for the last decade for free. Yes, there's things that you normally want to spend money on, stash tabs, all this other stuff, but ultimately the game is free. You could play it free of charge, any new season, any new update, no money. This game costs $40, and they are already, after all these problems that they had, talking about how they're going to stick you with microtransactions if you want to make your character look cool. It's just unbelievably greedy. Like, I have just so much negative things to say about this. And that's why I really, like right here in the paragraph, a decision many gamers will no doubt approve of. My gosh. It drives me crazy. I appreciate all companies that are investing in ARPGs. I think the market is still wide open. People think it's flooded. I highly doubt that. Warhammer Chaosbane, Path of Exile, Diablo III, Wolcen, Grim Dawn. Like, yes, these are games that are all out, but they're still a niche market. I think that's why Magic Legends is going ARPG. I think that's why Project TL, Lost Ark, like all these other games people want to play. Like, people want more hack and slash. I named my channel after it. It's my favorite genre. So Wolcen Studios, thank you for investing in an ARPG. That being said, you screwed up the launch. It's a fact. You screwed it up. Okay? I have been happy with every update choice you have made since the launch. The game, the servers are stable, balance updates, exploit fixes. I'm happy with all of that. The servers happen to be getting some lag after 1.0.7, so I'm hoping you guys are addressing some of the lag concerns, but for the most part, the game is so much better, okay? And I'm going to continue to create game guides and work on Wolcen, but do your part. Think about the fans. Think about the player base. The bottom line will come if that is what you focus on. Go look at Sonic and what Sonic did. Microtransactions for cosmetics. Gosh, like... Okay, that is all I've got today. Of course, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Still love looking at my new hats. Look at that. Got the ARPG right there. It's clean, I know. If you want to see any of my other Wolcen content or any of my Baldur's Gate 3 content, look over... No, here. No, here. I don't know. Somewhere on the screen right now are my other videos. I appreciate you all for watching, and right now we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. If you think I deserve it, please consider subscribing and sharing this content. Aaron